What's up everyone, this is Emilio with Quick Property Solutions, and today I'm going to be shooting this video for my office, and I am going to be going over analyzing properties. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I'm in the Detroit market and I'm trying to educate people on investing in Detroit, but I'm also a wholesaler. I'm not only in the Detroit market, I'm in the Michigan market, I'm starting getting to the Georgia and to the Florida market. I'm pretty much getting into other markets, and what I do is I analyze properties every day to see if there's a good deal out there. And I wanted to share with you the formulas that I use to analyze properties, because I do have a lot of investors that reach out to me, whether they are actually buying a property to flip, buying a property to use as a buy and hold, or even having a property to wholesale. I have a lot of wholesalers that are reaching out to me, so I'm making this video actually for a specific wholesaler that has come to me and asked me about, like, how do I make an offer, what number do I give, and all that kind of stuff. So my goal in this video is to try and lay a base foundation for some general real estate knowledge, and then talk to you about the different formulas that I use to analyze properties. I'm going to try and make this video as short as possible because I do get long-winded. I don't want to have like an hour-long video. I don't want to do that. But sometimes it's two simple formulas, but there's a lot of knowledge, and there's a lot of understanding that has to go into those formulas. So I'm going to try and do cram all that into one video. And I was thinking of making this as a series, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attempt to just cram all this in one video, and maybe that'll help. Unfortunately, for my viewers out there that do watch me for Detroit, I'm not going to talk about Detroit specifically, but maybe these formulas will help you understand and analyze these your properties, and maybe as a wholesaler, it'll help you as well. Also, side note, I do want to point out that I do love doing joint ventures. So if you're out there trying to find deals, I love to work on other deals with other wholesalers and just partner up and try and do that. I love doing that kind of stuff. So if this video helps you out and you find a really good deal, send me the deal. Find me, message me on the comment section below. Find me on my Instagram account, my Facebook account. Go to my website. Go to the, I'm gonna have all the links below, but my website is quickpropertysolutions.co. And I hope this video is of some help to you. And again, I'm very new to doing this teaching thing, and I hope this video helps. So if you have any comments or critiques or anything that I've missed, please comment below, and I'll just keep making videos to try and educate you guys more. And also, one side note too is that I do have a lot of people that are trying to invest in the city of Detroit. So I am actually creating a course to sell to you guys, and it'll give you a breakdown of certain zip codes that I like, how to analyze properties in Detroit. I'm going to have these formulas on the website as well, on the course as well. So maybe the course could help you with your education. Really, as an investor, for me, what gave me the power and confidence to become a better wholesaler and eventually become a good real estate investor is just to constantly educate myself. So I applaud you for watching this video, and again, hope I don't bore you, and I hope I don't make it too long-winded, but let's get going. So before I dive into this video and I talk about the different formulas that I like, I'm going to lay the foundation. So learning your education, it's like building a house. If you're building a house, you want to make sure you have a nice firm foundation first. So the firm foundation that I want to give you is just general real estate knowledge. Now, apologize if you already know this information. You might want to skip forward a bit, but I'm going to lay some of this just basic real estate knowledge to kind of educate the people out there that are still learning and are trying to educate themselves. So I have my notes right here. What I wanted to talk about was some of the popular terminologies that you're going to hear in these formulas. So let's start with the two formulas, and let's start breaking it down from there. So there's two formulas that I like. The first is the Mayo formula. Mayo is short for maximum allowable offer. Maximum allowable offer is a stable formula that a lot of real estate investors use for flipping properties. When I say flipping properties, I mean they buy the house and it's an ugly house or it just needs fixing up, and they put a new kitchen in it, they put a new bathroom, they put new carpet, they make it look like HGTV style, right? And then they flip it back on the market and they list it with an agent, and then people buy it, and then they should be out in and out of the deal in less than a year. Hypothetically, it should happen that way, right? So that's MAO, and that's short for maximum allowable offer, which means there is a number that we won't go above this number. Because if like, let's say at the end of the formula, the number says 50,000, you cannot, if you spend 55,000, you're losing money. So you cannot go past $50,000. You want to be below it. Anything accepted below that makes it a profitable deal. The second formula that I like is ROI formula. It's return on investment. So ROI is short for return on investment. Now, return on investment is a formula that's used for rentals or buy and holds. So that is a completely different formula because it's going to have there are different numbers involved. So if you're an investor and you want to buy a property, you want to have a return on your money. Every time you invest $1, you want money coming back. So the ROI formula is a percentage. So with the Mayo formula, you're going to have a number, a dollar amount you can't go over. With the ROI formula, you like to have a percentage of the return that you want on a rental. So let's get into the Mayo formula, okay? So the Mayo formula is the ARV times 70% minus rehab costs equals your MAO, or your maximum allowable offer. So let's give a breakdown of the formula, right? ARV. ARV stands for after repair value, which means what will the house sell for after it's repaired up. It's short for after repair or after rehab. So if you start getting into looking at real estate and you're starting to look at these listings and you see a house that's meticulously maintained or well cared for, well loved for, that is not renovated or rehabbed. When you're looking at listings, you want to see in the description, it'll say completely updated or granite countertops, completely renovated or updated or rehabbed home, everything brand new kind of thing, right? That means it's been repaired or rehabbed. So you want to get the after repair value. So how to get the after repair value? We got to do a little research. You got to look up comparables. Short is comps. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a real estate agent, or you could just use Zillow, or you could use Redfin, and you're going to look up comparables. You're going to look up 3 comparables. You want at least 3. Some people get up to 5 comparables. And what you want to find out is you want to find houses that sold in the area. Don't go a half a mile out, maybe 3/4 of a mile. If you get enough comparables in that half mile, 3/4 range, you're good. If you don't have enough comparables, maybe go a little bit further out, maybe go a mile out. I don't want to go that far out, but a mile's okay. You don't want to go 5-10 miles out. Usually you're good with like a half mile to a mile. And then you want to find out like properties, similar properties that have sold a half mile out, and usually you want to go 3 months back. Sometimes if you can't find enough comparables, go 6 months back. I don't like to go 9 months, a year back, because what's happening if you go a year back, the market's completely different. Things have changed since then. So 3 months is pretty good. 6 months, if you can't find enough comps, just keep going further back and further out to get more comps. But let's say in a perfect world, you went 3 months back and you went a half mile out and you found a lot of comparables. You want to find like houses, similar houses. So if you have a 3-bedroom, 1-bath frame house, that means it has siding on it. And you see another house that's 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and is a brick house, it's not the same. You want to find a house that's very similar. So if you have a 3-bedroom house, 1 bathroom, 1,000 square feet, and it's a frame house, you want to look for houses in that similar condition that have sold, because that way if you get 3 in a row and one house is 100,000, another house is 125,000, another house sold for 115,000, what you want to do is you want to add all those up and divide it by 3. If you find 4 comparables, you want to add up all the rehabbed houses of all the houses that are similar, then divide it by 4. You want to find the median number that you have for the ARV. So let's just say, for instance, we have a house and we see that the house on the market, and I'm just gonna just pick 100,000 because it's the easiest. And you looked at 3 comparables, and the average price for an ARV is 100,000. So what you want to do is you want to take 100,000 times 70%. What is that? That's $70,000 minus the rehab costs. Okay, so let's stop at 100,000. We got the ARV. I talked about the comps, and then we're gonna get to the 70%. What is 70%? Why 70%? I'm gonna tell you the 70% is fluctuating. That is just a standard number. The 70% is a standard number. It doesn't necessarily have to be 70%. I'm gonna give you a breakdown of the 70%. Okay, so 100% minus 70% is what? It's 30%. The 30% is actually the mixture of the buyer's profit and their fees to close the property. So let's just say you want to make 20% on your money, right? So 20% on your money. Well, what happens when you buy a house and then you fix it up and you want to sell it? How do you sell it? You have to list it on the MLS. When you list it on the MLS, what do you have to do? You have to go to a real estate agent and they have to list it for you. And then what happens when you list it? You got to pay them. So you have to pay your listing agent and you have to pay the buyer's agent. So industry standard is about 3% for the listing side and then 3% on the buyer side. So there's gonna have 2 agents. If you're lucky, your one agent can list it and find a buyer, but a lot of the times the agent can list it and then they find a person that has a buyer, and then those 2 agents come together and they can close on the property. So 3% here, 3% there is 6%. Then you also have like broker compliance fees and things like that, like, maybe like add 1 or 2% on top, right? Let's say at the max like 2%. It's like way over, but let's just say 2%. So you have 3% for your listing costs, 3% for your buyer's costs, and then for like broker compliance and other fees and things like that, another 2%. That's 8%. Now, when you sell it, you actually have to pay your closing costs. Closing costs is about, again, industry standard, about 2% of the selling price. So if you sell a house for $100,000, you have to pay $2,000. 100,000 times 2%, and that's your closing cost. That's like average. It could be less, could be a little bit more, but on average, that's what it is. All right. These numbers are all generalities. So 3% listing, 3% buyers, that's 6. 2% and 2%, that's 10% from the 30%, right? So 30% minus the 10%, you're left with 20%. That's the profit margin that you want to make. That is, again, all dependent on what you want to make. Every buyer is different. Not everyone is the same. Some people need to make 30%. Some people need to make 15%. So if you're a wholesaler, it's important to ask what your buyer's criteria is. On average, everybody's like, I want to make 20% of my money. Some people are like, I have to make 30%. So, excuse me, that is like industry standards. Again, every buyer is different. And if you are a wholesaler, it's your job to, when you're talking to these buyers or your buyers that you're trying to accumulate to sell them properties, it's your job to understand their buying criteria, right? So 70% plus the 30% equals 100%. So let's say the house is in a really, really nice area. I mean, really nice. So what I always say is that if it's in a worse area, it's going to be a little bit more risk. There's break-ins. The houses don't sell as fast. You could be paying a lot. If you're borrowing the money, you'll be paying your lender every month. And if it's on the market for 3 months, if there's a lot more risk involved, you might want to make more money. So instead of 20%, you might want to make 30%, right? So if you are making 30%, what does that mean? That means that you are going to, instead of your Mayo formula being ARV times 70%, it would be Mayo times 60%, because you want to make 30% of your money. Let's say that there is an area that you found a deal and houses are flying off the shelf. I mean, like before you even put on the MLS, people will bid over and above before you even list it. Like you could have that thing sold in a week. Maybe you don't need to make 20%. Because it's such a hot market, you're willing to only make 15% because you know it's sold like that. Like you literally could probably sell it while you're rehabbing it. So you only want to make, you only need to make 10%, 15% on your money because you know that it'll sell fast. So your Mayo formula wouldn't be ARV times 70%. It could be Mayo formula is ARV times 75% or 80% because your profit margin is smaller because it sells faster. So again, Mayo formula is fluctuating per the area, but industry standards, it's Mayo times 70% minus your rehab costs equal your Mayo. So covered the ARV, talked about that. We covered the 70% and why it's 70%. We covered that, right? So let's go to the rehab costs. I'm not a contractor. I don't know about contracting. Neither do you. You're learning, right? I'm going to tell you a very easy and shortcut method to getting your rehab costs. Now, this is not like down to the penny exact. It's just a rough number. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get a rough number and you're trying to see if the deal is even close, right? So with the rehab costs, what you're going to do is there are 3 stages to a house. There's minor cosmetic, there's your average rehab, and there's a full renovation. And there's like a 4th one actually that's like the house is so messed up that it's gonna like a la carte, right? You're definitely gonna have like, it's gonna be really expensive. But for this example, let's just do the 3, right? Minor cosmetic, average, and full renovation. So minor cosmetic is what? Minor cosmetic is it's got a nice kitchen, it's got a nice bathroom, the paint's like a little old, the carpet's a little old, you wanna update it, but for the most part, it's in really good condition. That's minor cosmetic. We're gonna say that is $20 a square foot, okay? So you have your average rehab. Average rehab is, you know, you're going to need a new kitchen, the cabinets are outdated, so you gotta gut the kitchen, bathroom is really old, so you gotta gut the bathroom, and then you gotta paint it and you have to carpet it. So with the minor, you don't have to touch the bathroom or the kitchen. With the average rehab, you are touching the bathroom and the kitchen and you're doing the paint and the carpet, and that's $30 a square foot. Then you have your full renovation, which is 45. Let's say for this example, let's just say 50 bucks a square foot. Okay, so 50 bucks a square foot. So if you're $50 a square foot, obviously you have to do the kitchen, you have to do the bathroom, you have to do the paint, you have to do the carpet. However, the electrical's outdated, the plumbing is lead plumbing, so you have to do all new plumbing in there. The furnace is shot, the water heater's shot. I mean, you need everything in there. So that's like $50 a square foot. So if you're ever looking at a house, the simplest way I could say it is just think of the 3 stages. Is it minor cosmetic? Is it average rehab? Or is it full renovation? So if you're doing, for the most part, it's going to be $30 a square foot. And with the $50 a square foot, it's like you're handling all the mechanicals. All the mechanicals are things like electrical, plumbing. You might need a new roof. You might need new windows. It really starts to add up. For this example, let's just do $30 a square foot, okay? So let's take your standard 1,000 square foot house, right? If the house is 1,000 square feet and it's $30 a square foot, then it's $30,000 in rehab, right? So let's take the Mayo formula. ARV is 100,000 times 70%. That is $70,000. Minus your rehab, which is $30,000, your Mayo formula is $40,000. That means you can't go over $40,000. If you do, then you aren't going to be hitting your numbers, right? So you don't want to go past 40. So what is your offer? You're going to tell a person $40,000? No, because what happens is that if somebody offers you 40, a lot of the times they want 50 or 60. So what you're going to do is you're going to try and negotiate in the middle. So if you offer 40, you're probably going to get talked up to 45, 47. So instead of offering 40, maybe offer 34 or 35, and then you work your way up to 40, and you know you're not going to get past 40, right? Now, if you're a wholesaler and your Mayo formula comes out to 40, you're going to want to offer, 35, because you're going to work up to 40. However, you need to make your assignment fee. That's your profit. Your assignment fee as a wholesaler is your profit. So let's say you want to make $5,000. So 40,000 minus 5,000 is 35,000, but you don't want to, that's you don't want to go past 35,000 as a wholesaler, so you want to offer maybe like 31,000, 32,000, or 30,000, or 28,000, whatever, and work your way up, but you don't want to pass 35,000 if you want to make the $5,000, right? So that's pretty much a breakdown of the Mayo formula. Hopefully it was clear for you guys. Hopefully I didn't confuse you even more, but that's just like your basic understanding of like running those numbers and understanding the Mayo formula. So what I just realized is that I don't want to make this video too long, so let's do this. I'm going to divide this video into 2 videos. So this video was the Mayo formula, and then in the next video I'm going to put in the description below, I'm going to release both these videos at the same exact time, and then we're going to talk about the ROI formula, because what I started doing was, for me, it's easier. I had to have some examples ready, so I started typing up the numbers and I started looking at it, and I'm like, man, this is going to be a lot more explaining. I don't want to make this video too long-winded, so let's do this. I'm going to stop this video now, and I'm going to make this ROI video. I'm going to put a link in the description below, and let's just continue to the second video. But I also want to encourage you guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the video. I'm probably going to be making more videos of this to do some case studies and show you some of the properties that I actually do analyze, so we could put some real numbers to these formulas and show you how to offer. I don't know, I just kind of want to show as much as I can to you guys so you guys can see what I'm doing. But anyways, if you do like the video, please like, comment below, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if this video was helpful to you. Let me know if you want to learn some more. Tell me where you are in the country. I'm starting to wholesale everywhere. Like, I don't really care. If the deal's a good deal, I'm ready to wholesale anywhere, buy a deal anywhere. So again, this is Emilio with Quick Property Solutions. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.